guess.
Ready. Bring it.
Hey, good afternoon. You made it. Another beautiful day here in Colorado.
It is.
Oh yeah, and Real Talk Real Estate. That's right. What's going on over there, Brian? You got a guest, it looks like. It would appear.
I got a guest.
It would appear.
Yeah, man.
Welcome.
Who's that guy?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Thank you. Yeah, Ron Long from Axium Inspections. He's been
Okay.
Ron and I have been,
Ooh.
we've been friends for 25 years, maybe.
For a long time.
Would you say you've been friends for a long time, Brian?
Dad joke.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Long.
Sorry.
Long.
Yeah. I know.
A
It was
long,
so
long
good.
time?
That's right. Yeah.
Well played, Shannon. Well played.
Yes,
I know.
you're welcome.
When you're good, you're
Yeah.
good. you know?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
sneak them in when I
She's
can.
on fire.
So, yep.
She's
on
on
fire.
fire.
It's only been a minute. Just wait.
Yeah.
Keep them coming, Shanny.
You're welcome.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I will
Got her
try.
one-liners.
I know. Well, of course, we got the beautiful Shannon Krecklow.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
That's right. Yeah, this is a good show today. So we're going to talk some inspections. We're going to talk bowling. We're going to talk current events. I'm a little under the weather, so
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh.
yeah, it's good. It's a good time.
Back
get
to
that
school.
going for you.
Back to school bugs from the
That's right.
kids.
Yep.
Not my favorite thing. It's not been fun.
No.
Yeah. That's this time of the year though, right? Like
I know.
everyone gets it's like the kids go back and the parents get sick.
Yeah.
And then you get through it and move on.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. It's another
Yeah.
day, another dollar. So
Yep.
whatever. We're chugging.
Paradise.
Yes. So we've been having fun.
Oh, look, I
What's
got
that?
mine ready to go.
Oh, you do? I didn't-
Cracking that bad
I
boy.
already heard
It's
it.
in,
Yeah.
it's in hand.
Oh,
Yes.
nice, man.
Nice. Good job.
So giving it up for the do. Update.
Oh, yeah.
Update on the fire sauce here. So,
Oh gosh.
all right, this is a good one.
Yeah, this is a good story.
We were given. We weren't given. We were gifted. We actually were. And we talked about that. Our good friend Anna. We love her. She's so great. I wanted to do a montage. More to come on that. But anyway, she sent us fire sauce because we talked about how we love fire sauce and we couldn't get enough of it. And Brian had been collecting it from his Taco Bell visits. And
packets.
yeah, little packets. But we got the fire sauce. She's like, it's not hard to find. Boom. Anyway, we ran out. We used all that fire sauce.
That was a sad day for
Because
the
we
Grecklos.
totally ran out. And we put on our big boy pants and we ordered some from Amazon. Boom.
Boom. Came here 2 days. Boom.
And I wish we had a photo of what it came here like.
Yeah, well, it broke.
Yeah.
It broke.
One of the packages of the fire sauce broke, so I put in a little ticket through Amazon. I was like, "This broke," and they gave me my money back. And then the very next day, I got 3 more, and I was like, "Wow, Jeff Bezos, that was really fast. You sent me 3 more fire cans or jars, and I had no idea that they would do that." Meanwhile, our lovely friend Anna was kind enough to send us another.
She sent us.
She
She
a
heard our
package.
request.
Yeah, a package
She
of
heard
it.
our outpouring.
Oh my God, our crying over fire sauce.
yeah,
So
over
we're-
fire
so
sauce.
we're sponsored by Anna Hernandez, basically, with her fire sauce, and she sent it, and I had no idea. So who's the jerk?
Well,
Yeah.
we didn't.
So what was the text? What was the text that Anna sent you? Was it
It
was
was very inappropriate. I can basically say half of it because she said the
The
word starts with F and ends with K. That word, and then dot Taco Bell. And I was like, what?
Anna.
What? Taco Bell? And then I was like, oh, she sent me Taco Bell. That wasn't Jeff
Oh.
Bezos. And Amazon being cool, that was her being extremely
and
cool.
we
So
failed.
we failed, yeah. So thank you, Anna. I have enough fire sauce for my tacos for a little while. So.
Yeah, thank you, Anna, for the fire sauce.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We sure appreciate
Big
it,
shout
and we are
out.
big jerks.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we were
we got to
thinking.
see her this week, so that's
Yes.
even better.
Oh, we
Yes.
got some photos of
Yes,
that too,
yes,
some proof.
We got
if you
proof.
will.
Yes, we'll bring
Yeah.
that up.
That's
Proof
right.
of life. Proof of
Yes,
life.
but first,
Hey, can I jump in right there? I just want to segue real quick and just kind of talk about, when you guys were doing the what the and all that.
yeah,
if I could have access to those effects if we had the Rodecaster Pro 2, just saying.
Wow.
So just right at my fingertips, I could
Wow.
boom, do
Hashtag-
that in real
hashtag-
time.
Hashtag Rodecaster Pro 2 is what he's trying
yeah.
to say.
No, you guys are lucky I don't put an infomercial about why we should have it.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Yeah, okay.
I feel like you have given an infomercial to both of us on that. I'm just saying.
I walk away.
Oh, there's
I can't-
more.
I can't
There's
even
more,
handle it.
Brian.
Yeah, I
But
can't
wait,
even
there's
handle it.
more. Okay.
That's right. There's
Go,
so much more.
Go to our listings.
All
Come
right,
on.
let's do
Get
it.
it together.
We got this beautiful house for sale in Colorado. Great neighborhood, super location, beautiful. This thing is literally 2 years old. It's super nice. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's a beautiful house. So we got that one going. Up in your neck of the woods, Brian, we got this beauty.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, so this house he's redone a lot of this house. A lot of
Love the
like,
cabinets.
lot of
Look at that,
updates.
man.
Yeah, the granite countertops, the hardwood floors. It's a beautiful house in Castle Rock, and so
That's sweet.
Nice sized lot.
It's over in
garage.
Founders Village too, isn't it?
Yeah,
So it's a really
unfinished
great
basement.
Yep, really great
I mean,
location.
it's awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
So, our one of them that's not on here is Garrison, up in Arvada, and it actually went under contract this morning at
Oh,
3 a.m.
nice.
Yeah. So.
To
yeah,
be fair,
excited about that.
I sent Chris the picture of it, and it just didn't end up in our.
There's a couple that didn't make it,
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
don't
really
know what
sorry for
happened.
that. I don't
Yeah.
know what the deal is. We are having,
Technical issues with the
know.
Rodecaster
You know, if he
Pro
had
1.
the number.
yeah, the
2,
Rodecaster Pro 2
If
would
he
be.
had the 2, then maybe we
Yeah.
would have all the data in there. So.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And then super huge shout out to everybody who came out on Friday for our client appreciation. Sayonara Summer, Bowl-O-Rama. We had really good
Yeah.
food. We had great drinks. We got to bowl. We got to do laser tag. Lots of video games. The kids were running around like little banshees. It was fun. And then we have some proof. So do you want to show some pictures? We
Well, the
gave some
other-
stuff away too.
Yeah, we gave away a bunch of stuff for people that donated to the Sam Schneider
Yep.
legacy, that helps fund Cure Search, and so there's a link on our website for them. There's also you can see some of what we can add it onto our.
Yeah, we'll link it below
into our
too. We have some
comments.
other comment
Yep.
or contact info.
you know,
How
put
much
in
did
there.
we
Please.
raise on Friday, up to Friday for that? Because I know you talked about it, and I don't remember what the total was.
I think we went right over 2,500 was
Wow.
what we ended up finally hitting.
Man.
From
Yeah.
what everyone texted me and sent me saying they sent me the receipts.
That's awesome.
I've got to get a couple shirts and stuff out in the mail, but yeah, I was
awesome.
pretty excited about that. So
Well,
yeah.
it was a good cause. It was a great time, and win-win all the way around. We had fun. So thanks for getting that together. Good job, Margaret,
Yeah.
too.
We had a great
Yep.
turnout. A lot of fun people.
Look at this photo bomb.
Yeah, Peter was really funny.
He's a character, that dude.
Yeah.
And this is our friend Anna, so
Yep.
she's the hot sauce
Yeah,
queen.
That's Anna.
Yep.
Queen of the fire.
Queen of the fire.
Anna brings the fire.
Anna
No
bringing the
doubt.
fire. Yep.
In like pun intended.
Yep. I'm sure the one
Yeah,
where she was
full
bowling
fun.
with the. Did that one already
This
pop
one?
up? Yep. There's
Oh, yeah.
Anna bringing the fire.
You
there
missed,
you go.
Did you miss the one in the back where Steven's doing business? Look at the
Oh,
one with
I don't
think
have
it was
that
with,
either. Is
Oh.
that one of the photos that I was
Oh,
supposed to
I
on there.
didn't. I don't
Okay.
think I put it
All
in
right.
here because I just tried to put the ones.
We can blame it on me. I'm under the
Yeah,
weather and
yeah.
I'm functioning on about 35%.
Yeah.
So.
That's all I can say
Yeah.
about that. So we had fun, you
It was
guys.
solid
so
35%.
thanks for that.
That
So-
was awesome, man. I
Yep.
wish I could have been there, but
Yeah.
I was dealing with
Yeah.
my kids and the same thing. They gave me,
Yeah, no doubt.
So
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, let's talk about
All
it.
right.
Let's get into Axiom.
all right, let's do it, man.
Let's do
Let's
the
do
reason
it.
we've had a lot of comments and people reach out and talk about home inspections, why they're important, how the seller can prepare, what to do during the inspection period for the buyers and sellers. So we thought it would be really, really great to get Ron on and be the expert in the space and kind of walk through that for everyone. So that's really why we're here today. And bring some light to it. And the biggest thing that we tell at least our buyers with a home inspection is that it's worth the price of admission.
Oh, every penny.
Every penny that
If you find
spend.
out one detail that you didn't know that makes a difference for you, then I mean, and even if you don't, like, that's great. Yeah, we all love great inspections, but if you find out that one detail that is a deal breaker, it's invaluable. Like it's priceless. It doesn't matter, you know, the cost is insignificant at that point because you've literally,
It's worth it.
you know,
It's kind of a hard pill to swallow sometimes because they're like, man, I got to spend how much? But then once you read the inspection report that are not really typically fun to read, those aren't my favorite thing.
well,
but
when I
you
ran
know,
into Ron, you know, a couple weeks ago, we terminated, you know,
based
I
on
mean, based on
inspection.
the inspection. So we got some information that, you know, the buyer didn't like. And so it was, I mean,
Too much.
too
Well,
much.
I think a lot of it. I think the misconceptions that are out there are, you know, well, I've got a buddy who's a handyman. My dad knows a lot about houses. My best friend has bought 2 houses before. They're going to do my inspection.
Can you send me
And
their
that's just
their workers' comp?
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Well, Ron, what
And
does that mean for you? Like, what do you have to do to go into the process of being a home inspector? Because are you certified? What does that all look like?
yeah,
Well, many hours of classroom. I mean, you can do quite a bit of it online. I'm certified through InterNACHI, and that's one of two governing bodies over home inspectors.
Okay.
So, with the initial training, you're probably looking at 50, 60 hours.
Wow.
And that's just to become a home inspector itself. And then the continuing education for, for the years after, we've always got something that we're learning and we're studying.
Okay.
that's awesome. And then so like this is your company. I know the next one is like so you're Better Business Bureau you're double A rated.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are. It shows all your
Great service.
certifications,
We
all
had
that
a
fun stuff.
great
Yeah.
experience for sure.
We utilize Axiom
Mhm.
for our services for most of our buyers, and so you know we always talk about like what does a seller need to do to prepare, and I love how you guys have on your website some of the things that they can do. Right.
So getting ready for the inspection, here's some bullet points for you to
Right. So you're the
prepare
seller.
for. Right.
You know, like I think the big piece in there, you know, make sure you're, you know, getting it cleaned out, making sure people can get in and out of stuff, make sure all the utilities are turned on. I know that sounds silly, but you know, we did an inspection this past week and the fireplace was off, the evaporative cooler was off. There were a couple other items throughout the house that were turned off, and so you know it made it a little bit more of a challenge.
Well, things like, yeah, making everything accessible, your crawl space, the lock off the electrical panel, um, having the house closed up the night before if you're getting a radon test. Because if we go in and we've
Sure.
got open windows, then now we've got to delay that test 12 hours. So if you guys are on a tight timeline, then you know that test is delayed another 12 hours, and we're already at 48 hours for a radon test itself.
Right.
Right.
And we're always on tight timelines. Let's be honest. There's not a time where it's like, oh, you've got 2 weeks. Take your time.
Oh no, we want
We're-
that bad boy done. You know, we
As
want the
soon as
report as soon as
possible, yeah.
possible, and we're gonna get
Yeah.
working on our objection, you know, right away. So
Yeah.
we don't
So
want to waste
what
anybody's
are the-
time for sure.
What do the buyers need to do? So like I always tell our buyers, right? And maybe I'm telling them wrong, Ron. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But I always tell them the number one goal is we want to know all the heavy hitters, the high dollar items. We want to get a pretty good honey to do list of the items that probably need to be updated or serviced over the coming year or two. And then we want to know if there's anything, you know, that's going to be health and safety related that is going to impact the people living in the house.
Right.
Am I giving a pretty good synopsis or am I way out?
For the inspection itself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the reporting and all that.
I mean, going top to bottom. We're starting at the roof and finishing up in that the mechanical room and making sure all your mechanicals are good and your foundation is good. So a home inspector is going to hit every crevice and every surface of that house.
Nice. So where's that? So what is the homeowner, the new homeowner, the buyer? What can they expect? Like, what's a timeline that they should pretty much expect to be on site with you? And can they walk with you if they wanted to?
They can. It's it slows down the inspector a little bit.
Yeah.
So they should know that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we're able to point out different things that, they may not understand from just a picture.
Right.
So either that, which I don't have a lot of customers that will do that, but doing a recap with them, and especially new home buyers,
Yeah.
they want to see, what are you talking about? So we'll walk them around the house and we'll show them the furnace and where the filter is to change, and their water main. If they've got a major leak, that's
Right.
where you tune it off.
Right.
So walking them through every bit of it, yeah, is important.
Yeah, our client showed up probably with about an hour left, and Ron does a great job. He walks everybody through, and he showed him every single item all the way across. It was like, hey, this is just to watch out for. Hey, this is how to turn this on, turn that off. Here's your resets. Here's your GFCIs, and I mean, it just really it strengthened the knowledge for the buyer. He was super.
It's a great
excited
learning
about it.
experience for the buyer. You want to learn as much about this home as you can, right? I
Right.
mean,
Right.
we're,
Right.
even the time it takes, we use that as an extended, like a showing, getting under the hood, really seeing that,
Right.
So we always want the buyer to be there for that, maybe not following Ron around for every detail, but I think it's a good balance of like, everything that they need to know. And then also some helpful tips that, Ron throws in there from his experience in life and, all that good stuff. So that's great.
Well, and
Like
one thing,
if we have a chatty client, we definitely want them to follow Ron around. Like,
that's
you know, 'cause
funny.
Every
You'll be
time.
there. You'll be there all day if that happens.
we want them to talk to him the whole
My
time they're
gosh.
walking through.
Yeah.
So,
One thing I
um,
was going to say too that is on more on the seller side with the inspection is don't take this stuff so like a lot of times people take it personally like oh my gosh the inspector ripped my house apart and they sent all these things with the loose counters and the caulk in the bathroom and this that and whatever. It's not something to offend these sellers. It's
That's
just
a good point.
just to let them know
Yeah,
like
for
what
sure.
what is actually going on. Like just because they put it in the report doesn't mean the buyer is going to ask for it. It's like knowledge is power type
Yeah.
thing. So as a seller, just know that the inspector is just doing their job. They're just pointing out things that you might not know could become an issue or, mold in the bathroom. That's kind of an issue.
Well, we've had sellers
know-
where they think that they get the report, we share the report with them, and it has all of those items like what you're saying listed on there and
Right.
things to do, and they're just assuming, "Oh, I have to do all these things.
Yes.
I have to do every single
Yes.
item on here," and that's just not the
It's
case.
not the way that it works. So
we
it's just
yeah.
knowledge. So think about that. And I would say, that's just things that they put in there. It doesn't mean that particular buyer is going to ask for all of those things. Now
Correct.
there are instances where that might happen. We can't control any of that, but
Yeah.
it's just, I think we as real estate agents need to better prepare our sellers maybe for the inspection process so they know what to expect, and then be able to prepare the buyers too, like saying, hey, you're going to get a 30 to 50 page inspection report that we're going to have to read through and talk about all of the things in there. I think the most detailed inspection report I've ever seen, you'll have to think of the address, Brian, but it was on an old Victorian property down.
Well, that had a
Denver.
historic
It was like a
inspection
historic
as well.
inspection. It
Yeah.
was like a 200-page inspection
Yeah,
report.
that had a special
It was
inspection.
insane to me because I was like, we've got to read through all of this? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's a novel. So
Well, and we also recommend, there's some add-ons and some different testing that you can
Yes.
do during the inspection process, and we could talk about that a little bit too. Knowledge is power, just like Shannon said. And so the more you know about things, like radon, like tell us about that kind of process. And we touched on it a little bit with keeping the windows closed, which is kind of your,
Right.
if you're the seller and you get this, notification from your agent that says, hey, I need to close the windows up, please do that because it's part of the test and you want to, get the best result and not have that test, not give you the correct result.
Well, I
Well,
think
and
you
as
need
of
you need to
July
talk about what
31st or
talk
yeah,
about
July-
that too. Go ahead.
yeah, July 1st went into effect here in Colorado that radon companies that are doing the inspections and the remediation have to be licensed.
Okay.
They're now under DORA's supervision, and that's a big deal. And so, Ron, tell us a little bit about that, because I remember I was talking to you about it the other day, and you had some really insightful stuff uh, for people that aren't certified. You still have people that that aren't certified.
Yeah, there's there's a lot of inspectors and especially radon mitigators that are not properly certified, and definitely not with the new state requirements. So really, that person should be certified through the NR8, the National Radon Proficiency Program.
Yes.
And that is the governing body for radon measurement and mitigation certifications.
Right. And I mean, I think a lot of people get the misconceptions about radon. So what is radon?
So radon is a naturally occurring mineral. It came from uranium billions of years ago, and it turns, its half life, so it's radioactive. And its half life, going through many stages, it eventually turns to radon gas. And it's not the radon gas that makes you sick, but it's polonium, which turns into polonium after the radon gas, and that's a alpha particle. That's what we would breathe in, and if we don't breathe that out, it can attach itself to the lining of our lung, and that's
Wow.
when it creates cancer. So, second leading cause of lung cancer behind smoking.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's knowledge, right? Right there.
Yep.
Like that piece. Colorado just happens to be on top of some of the largest uranium deposits, also in the world. So we do have radon gas. So just as a heads up.
Well,
So
50% of the homes in Colorado are elevated or above 4.0 picocuries.
Yep.
and that 4.0 picocuries is what the EPA sets as, like, that's the standard that anything above that is, should be mitigated.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Needs
Correct.
mitigation.
And
Right.
what I always tell folks that are non-smokers, especially, is that 4.0 picocuries is the equivalent of a non-smoker smoking 8 cigarettes a day.
Ew.
So that
God.
kind of, the light bulb goes on.
Wow.
That's
That's
a good analogy.
That's
I never
graphic,
knew
man.
that.
I've never
Yeah.
heard that.
That's so good and
All
bad
right.
at the same
Well,
time.
What's,
So bad
what's
it's good.
16? What's 16 then? So 4 times.
We
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a pack.
10
Yeah, 30.
picocuries
You're
is
at
a
30.
pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh my.
gosh.
That
Yeah.
is
So
something.
And that's a
that's why we
day or
vented
just
out of the house.
Right.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
okay, so we've got this system. Ron comes in. We're doing radon, right? He puts in a small device that, as the seller of the house, that's being tested, you're going to have to note that it's there. Usually, it's like in the, hopefully in the lowest part of the house, right? So out of the way, as much out of the way as possible. However, it could impact you, and you don't want to be opening the windows and skewing the test, right?
Yep.
You want to keep all
Yeah,
that
that's the
closed
only
up so we
thing
can
they
get an
need to do.
accurate result. Okay.
Is once that monitor is in there, they just need to keep doors and windows closed.
Just keep it the way that you left it, because we're going to leave it
coming and
closed up
going
for
is
the test,
fine,
right?
But just nothing propped open.
Okay.
Yep, and we always make sure that we tell the seller's agent that, as representing the buyer, like, hey, we're doing a radon test. Make sure that you follow these guidelines. What I really liked about your guys' company is that you sent an email with that, and then we just forwarded that off to the selling agent. So, like, here's the rules, guys. You've got
it's
it in writing.
convenient. Yep.
Instead of me
Well-
calling and saying, this is what we need you to do. Like, we've provided
with
you the
emails and paperwork, it's just like anything else. We tend to brief over what we're reading,
Sure.
and not see that we should keep the house closed for 12 hours or the
Yep.
night previous before
Right.
your inspection. So if that seller's agent is letting the sellers know, hey, make sure you're keeping those doors and windows closed for that time, this
Right.
test is only going to be 48 hours rather than
Yep.
60
Right.
hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
72.
It's important. Yep. What about asbestos and mold and all these other fun things
Oops.
that we get to?
Wrong
Oh,
one.
wow.
Sorry about that. That we also test for. Go back to the Colorado Native Realty Party. We also add sewer scopes and
Well, we always recommend a sewer scope,
yep,
right? Because that's an
lead-
expensive
lead-based
fix.
paint testing
Yeah.
if the house is a certain age and below. Talk about that
So
a
do you
little.
see a lot in Colorado with sewer scopes? Do you see more of like debris build up? Do you see where they're collapsed, or do you see a lot more like roots and bellies?
One thing for sellers is that if they had that line cleaned, a couple weeks or days before the inspection, that's
Mm-hmm.
going to help that sewer technician
Oh, interesting.
Pro tip.
identify
Okay.
any issues,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a great call.
and then not have to go and have them clean it, and then that sewer person go back and re-inspect it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's yeah.
We
no,
That's
live
pro
in a,
tip.
yep, we live in a neighborhood where we have big trees
Yeah.
in the street, and we do a sewer clean out annually.
Yep.
Just to make sure that there's no roots and stuff kind of in there, and it's just our maintenance for our house. So,
And I highly
Yeah, those
recommend
clay
that.
lines.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
We had a house that was a 78 build. You had clay lines, and we had to clean it every 2 years to make sure weren't going to get a backup.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's maintenance. I mean, that's you can replace the line, but obviously, if the line is still flowing, roots can penetrate those clay pipes, right? So we just have to be aware of that. But
Right.
buyers need to know that when they
Right.
buy a house. Hey,
So
I've got to do this.
so we've got radon as an add-on. Definitely sewer scope. You're going to hear that from us if you hired us as an agent. We're definitely going to recommend that you do those two items
Yep.
at minimum. What are some other services that you add on in there, Ron?
There's many mold I see on
Sure.
many inspections.
Okay.
And really, we can decide that day when we're doing the inspection if
Wow.
there is visual mold, then yes, a test should take place.
Okay.
But I've also tested many homes that there was no visible mold, and you still had an elevated mold spore count
Wow.
for one reason or another. So mold, if those people are really susceptible to allergies and all the pollutants, then a mold inspection is probably the best thing that they can do.
Sure.
But yeah, you can do asbestos, you can do infrared, you can do electromagnetic. There's so many inspections out there that can be ordered on site. There's quite a few inspectors that know and do quite a bit of those services.
And you do like the Breaking Bad meth house test. You can do all that.
That's a specialized test, but yeah.
I'm just here to help.
Yep. I think that.
But if you want to test for it,
If you
hey,
wanna-
let's do it,
if
right?
you want to test for it, it's
Whoa.
your
There's a test out
prerogative.
there.
Yeah, like
That's right.
there's a test out there for it.
Yeah.
And what I really
Right.
love that you said that you have available when you're at a property doing an inspection is that if you see something, you have the tools for the job, so to speak,
Yeah.
to do the next phase of the test. So it's not like, oh, I got to go back to the office and I got to go get this. I'm right here. I already have everything. Let's just bolt this on and get it taken care of right now.
Right.
Well, and that's
You
huge.
should, when you're hiring that inspector, you should look at the list of inspections that they can do.
Right.
Okay.
So Axiom has quite a few of us that are have multiple certifications. So I do have the
Wow.
mold, lead. I can do sewer scopes, infrared, electromagnetic. So knowing what that inspector can do, so it can be done that day and during that original home inspection is
Right.
best. Otherwise, if he's just doing a home inspection or she's just doing a home inspection, then they don't know any of those other certifications, and you're calling around to try and get another person out, or two, or three.
Right.
Sure.
If
And in
I'm
the
a,
meantime, your seller's livid because
oh yeah,
they're having 10 people in.
no doubt.
Right, at different times.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
If I'm a buyer and this is the first time I've ever done a home inspection, what should I look for? Would you say is like the big heavy hitters, I guess, in an inspection?
Well, I mean, you're looking at everything, but really the majors, the things that are going to cost you a lot of money, your mechanicals,
Mhm.
your roof, your foundation. So those big items are, tens of thousands of dollars. You start
Right.
talking structural issues, then, you can get towards 100,000 easy. Luckily, we don't come across many of those houses that have that type of structural damage, but just minor cracks in a 2-year-old house could be major cracks within 10 years. So having that inspector be able to walk you through that and then take them through the inspection afterwards and letting them know, hey, this is something that you should monitor throughout the years.
Right.
Wow.
That's great. I love it.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I love it.
Well, Ron, thanks, man. We really appreciate it. And it's been
Yeah.
very, informational. And, like, I think that, if you have any questions, we'll definitely put Ron's contact info in the comments down there. We highly recommend, Axium and Ron as an inspector. If you're looking for that, give them a call, because they're great. And, we use them ourselves. So yeah, thanks again, buddy. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, Ron, for coming on. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
hey.
it went really fast. Another good one, guys. Yep.
Hey, all
Thank
right.
you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great day.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Appreciate it, guys.